Greetings, my scattered brothers and sisters in the Lord. Today we are in Jerusalem with Jesus, still there for the Passover festival. And we are at the very last paragraph of John chapter 2. It's a small paragraph that's often skipped over because we jump straight into chapter 3, where Jesus is talking to Nicodemus. But in between Jesus driving out all the money changers and those who were buying and selling and being frustrated that they turned his father's house into a market, we have Jesus doing signs. We don't know all the signs that he did. John doesn't tell us, but John does tell us this, that many who were there saw the signs that Jesus was doing, and they believed in his name. And yet, Jesus did not entrust himself to them, for he knew what was in their hearts. John goes on to tell us that Jesus didn't need the testimony of man, of one person about another person, because Jesus already knows what's in each person's heart. He already sees them. Sure enough, we see that in chapter 3. Jesus knows Nicodemus. He knows what's in Nicodemus's heart, and he knows the exact conversation to have with Nicodemus. But what we want to focus on today is that line. Jesus did not entrust himself to them. They saw the signs that Jesus was doing. They believed in Jesus' name, but Jesus did not entrust himself to them because he knew what was in their heart. So, the thing I'm kind of working with is, why didn't Jesus entrust himself to them? What was it about them? What did he see in their hearts that made him pull back from entrusting himself to them? My guess is that when the people saw Jesus do signs, they immediately had plans for Jesus. When they saw Jesus do a sign, a miracle in somebody else's life, they immediately had a plan for what Jesus could do in their life, how Jesus could help them achieve their success, put their plans into action. Maybe they were thinking bigger than themselves. Maybe they were thinking about their family plans. Maybe they were thinking about national plans. But I'm sure that when they saw Jesus doing signs and wonders, and they believed in his name, at least part of what they were believing is that they finally found someone who could help them accomplish all of their plans, personal, family, even national. And Jesus refused to trust himself or entrust himself to them because he didn't come to fulfill their plans. He came to do the work and the will of his Father. Deeper into the Gospel of John, Jesus feeds the 5,000. And when the people experience that sign, they have a plan for him. They're going to make him king. And Jesus has to reject that plan because it wasn't God's plan for him. And so I'm thinking that that's kind of what's going on here, that Jesus refuses to entrust himself to them because they simply want Jesus to do their plan for Jesus, and they got big plans. But Jesus didn't come to do their big plans. He came to do the will, the work of his Father. So this leaves me with two main thoughts. Number one, what are my plans for Jesus? I'm guessing that you might have a similar response, that when we think about Jesus, we think about our life plans. We think about goals that we have, whether it's a successful marriage, whether it's family, whether it's career. But we got plans, and when we see what Jesus can do, we think, wow, this is the guy that can help me get my plans done. This is the God who can help me get my plans done. And so long as we're thinking that way, Jesus will not entrust himself to us. What needs to happen is that instead of thinking about how Jesus can help us accomplish our plans, we actually surrender our plans to Jesus. We surrender our lives to Jesus, surrender our dreams, our goals, our everything surrendered to Jesus. So that I don't believe in Jesus because Jesus can help me get my plans done. That when I'm believing in Jesus, really believing in Jesus, then I'm surrendered to Jesus. And it's all about granting Jesus permission to accomplish his plans, his purpose in my life and through my life. Second thing I think about, another question. Who am I entrusting myself to? I've been in situations where I've met people, good people, but immediately begin to get a sense that they have a plan for me. And sometimes that plan doesn't always fit me, and I'm not comfortable in what their plans are for me. And so I don't entrust myself to them. And so who are you entrusting yourself to? And what I've discovered is that the people that I best entrust myself to are not people who have a plan for me, but the people who have entrusted me to Jesus. I can entrust myself to someone who's entrusted me to Jesus. I have a hard time entrusting myself to someone who simply has a plan for me. And maybe it's not even so much a plan for me as it is a plan for them. And they think I can somehow fit into their plan for them. But the people that I'm closest to, the people that I can really give myself to, are those who have entrusted me to Jesus. And they want to see Jesus' purpose and plans for my life come to fruition. So today, wherever you are scattered, entrust yourself to Jesus and entrust yourself to those who have entrusted you to Jesus. It's not about somebody else's plan. It's not about my plan. It's about, Jesus, what do you want to get done in my life and through my life? I'm entrusting myself to you, and find some folk that you can entrust yourself to them because they know, or you know, that they have entrusted you to Jesus. People who want to see Jesus' work done in your life. God bless. Have a great day. Entrust yourself to Jesus.